myxn.js. Okay. Next, after that, you will create one file, store.js. Okay, store.js file is ready, xn.js file is ready. Create one more file, user reducer.js. User reducer.js. User reducer.js. Create one more file, book reducer.js. User reducer.js, book reducer.js. Create one more file, API reducer.js. API reducer.js. Okay, so how many files we got? Reducer, how many you got? Book reducer, user reducer, and then API reducer. Book reducer, user reducer, and API reducer. 3 files. One file is called store, and another file is called myxn. Correct? Now we have to come to the setting of the reducer file. That is called user page. User reducer. Go to the user reducer. In user reducer, like few code are common in the user as well as other component. Everywhere few codes are common and few codes will be different. The idea, the reducer file, what will come? There will be one constant function will be there. Okay, so let's go here. Write a const user list equal to state and action, two parameters. State and action. Okay. Next, after that, you will write here a variable called old state data. You can use the var here. Old state data. Old state equal to object. O will be capital dot assign. Object dot capital dot assign. Inside that, the first will be called square bracket and second will be called as a state. This two line. Last, it will return the last. It is going to return old state. Next, after that, come down, export default user list. Who is designing here? Bigness.
सर जो लिखा हुआ है ओल्ड स्टेट इक्वल टू ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट असाइन और ब्लैंक एरिया फिर स्टेट, ये सर समझ में नहीं आया पूरे।
देखेंगे हम लोग, समझेंगे अभी। Here two thing is going to come. One will be called the old state value. Old state value. Like suppose when you come first time to the application, that time under the store data will be empty. First time when you come to the application for a particular component, inside the store data will be empty. So when the data is empty, that time it should not throw the error, right? It should not throw the error, no? So for that, what we did? For that, we assign the empty array, saying like if the state is empty, if a store have no data, then it will hold as a empty. If a store have data, then where will be the data? Data will be under the variable called state. Here also state only is going to help you to hold the data and all everything. So this 2 point is, one point is saying like if data is not there, then what should be the length of, what should be the array? Array should be empty or what? So we are saying array should be empty. In case if inside the store, if the some data is already there, then what should happen? It should not be empty. It should bring the data. तो अभी ये पॉइंट हम क्लियर नहीं करेंगे ज्यादा, बिकॉज वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द स्टोर, हाउ द स्टोर इज गोइंग टू वर्क, because at this place data is going to come from the store, old data, whichever the data was stored under the store, that will come from the store. तो पहले फ्लो को क्लियर करते हैं, then I will explain each and every word where the connectivity is happening. Okay. First we have to link these all the 6 7 files, and after that we need to check our page is working or not. If that happen, then we will start understanding action meaning is what, store meaning is what, when we are storing the data in a store, how we are going to assign, when we assign the data, how it will go to the state, when it will go to the state, then how to access that. Okay, अभी बताएंगे आपको हम, टेंशन मत लीजिए, वो लाइन क्लियर हो जाएगा, that line will become clear completely. The file structure what we have made, the file should run properly first with empty record. Then if the file is started running with the empty record, then we'll come to the actual conclusion. So this file is ready. Which is that? User reducer. Copy everything from here and go to the book reducer. And inside the user, convert as a book. B double OK. Below also changes it B double OK. Okay, done this much. Book list. Copy the same. Go to the API reducer. Right here, API list. This should be capital. Okay, so in all three reducer, we have written something. In all reducer, we have written something. Now create one more file called main reducer. Main reducer. Main reducer.js. Main reducer.js. Okay, main reducer is ready. Now inside the total we have how many reducer? 3 reducer. User reducer, book reducer, and API reducer. Now all these 3 reducer we are going to call under the main reducer. Step by step we'll keep remembering. Okay. Okay. So first we have to install the Redux, and then only we can write this line. Without installing the Redux, you can't write here this line. Internet is required. Okay. So let's go to your terminal. Select the new terminal. From the new terminal, npm install React. Sorry, npm install Redux. npm install Redux. Install Redux. npm install Redux. Okay, hope ready. Installation is done. You have to run one more command, npm install react redux. Install react react hyphen redux. React redux. Okay, that is also ready. React redux. Now come to the folder. Come to the main reducer. Under the main reducer, you will be importing combine reducers. Import combine reducers from Redux. Next, after that, import user list from user reducer. Import book from the book reducer. Import API reducer from the API reducer. After that, create a constant main reducer. Main reducer. Main reducer. Reducer. उसको फ्रेशर बोलना था. ठीक है. Hope ready? So this main reducer is the combined of how many reducer? In case people ask in interview, how can you combine multiple reducer together? You can say from Redux, I can call the main combined reducer, and inside the combined reducer, I can merge multiple reducer together, and then I can return the main reducer. That will be called as a combined reducer. So hope we wrote it, combined reducer. So how many separate reducers were there? Three. Three reducers were separate. We call one place, we combine together, and after that, now next step is store. We have to go to the store file, and in a store file, we have to call the main reducer now. So go to your store file. This file of written everyone. Come to the store file. Under the store file, import create store. Import create a store. Import create a store from Redux. Next, after that, import main reducer const my store equal to create a store. Under create a store, main reducer, you can assign last export default my store. Okay, ready? Create a store, main store. So see the flow. How many reducer you have? Oh, three reducer. Three reducer you kept in one reducer, main reducer. Now main reducer you given to whom? A store. Now a store you are going to give someone else. Now come there. We have a file called index.js file. In index.js file, we have to import the provider, and finally we need to link all together. Go to the index.js file. In index.js file, import a store or my store from dot slash store.js file. Next, after that, we have called import provider. Import provider from React Redux. React Redux. So store is holding the main reducer. Main reducer is holding the sub reducer. Store is holding the main reducer. Main reducer is holding the sub reducers. Now come down below. Before app. Okay, before app. Suppose this is my structure. So whichever you are following, whether you are following this one or this one, no problem. Wherever you are, just before app, before app, open the store, not store, provider. Before app, open the provider, and after the app, close the provider. Provider will be closed after the app. See, you should not write this line. Whatever I have written, you should not follow this line. For you, there is another line here. This is my line. Provider and app I called here. Inside that, I have to write store equal to store as a property. Store equal to store equal to my store. My store. Store equal to my store. Store equal to my store. Your code is here. For your purpose, the code is here. The commented line we have, this should be yours. Your code should look like this. Your code should look like this. Mine is little different. Yours will look like this.
Sir, import किया my store from a store. Import provider from React Redux. जो store किए without curly bracket किए हैं और provider को curly bracket अंदर किए हैं. ऐसे
provider whichever we write under the flower bracket, it can be either function name or it can be a inside the flower bracket, whatever we call, it can be a function name or it can be a interface name. ठीक है, जो flower bracket के call करते हैं, whichever we call inside the flower bracket, it can be a function name or it can be a interface name. Interface
नेम फंक्शन में समझ गए. फंक्शन में
तो क्लास का कुछ टर्म है जहाँ पे फंक्शन डेफिनेशन होता है. सर फंक्शन डिक्लेरेशन. class component we have learned in that we used to extend a component. Remember? There was a component called component was a interface. Component was an interface. So under the interface, this dot set state was defined that we used to override every time. in this one, there was a function called component did mount, component did update. There was a function called this one. What else we have used? Class this not function component. There was a property called this dot state. So you can say interface is just like a class where interface hold only the function declaration. It will not keep the function definition. Function declaration, variable declaration will be under the interface, and implementation will happen in the extended class. So here what we are doing, we are calling a interface. It can be interface also or method also. So we are calling a provider. Under the provider as a props, we are sending the my store. And inside the my store, how many reducer we have? One reducer, that is called main reducer. Main reducer is holding how many reducer? Three reducer.
Three reducers.
Yes, so this happened based on combined reducer, because in one project you will not have only one page. In one project there will be a lot of pages. So in that case, you have to use the combined reducer. Combined reducer is taking the multiple reducer, and then after combining, it's given to main reducer. Main reducer given to where? A store. A store created the store, and name of the store given to whom? Provider. Now provider is responsible to handle the store and handle the reducer and handle the main reducer, everything. So under the Redux, everything will be under the control of providers only. Providers is like is a agent that can have the multiple store, and a store will have multiple store manager. Okay, so that explanation we will be working on. अब लिखिए पहले, write it and check no error or any error. Written till here, check now any error is coming in the browser. Save the file, check in the browser, any error. So let me go here, refresh the page. So working well, right? View are loading. This page is whatever is loading, it's called a view. Now data will be coming from the store. Data will go to the store. Okay. So next after that, which reducer? Now we created. We have link app we are calling here directly. Where? No, look at there. App is a part of reducer. Can you see that? App is a part of, not reducer, provider. Provider, yes. In provider, what we have sent? In provider, we have sent the store. In a store, what we sent? Main reducer. And under the main reducer, how many? 3 sub reducer. So indirectly, under the provider, how many reducer will be there? 3 reducer and 1 store. Correct? Under the provider, 3 reducer and 1 store. It's like the agency. In one agency, 3 store, and all 3 have a 3 store manager. Okay, provider is like the agency where one agency will have 3 store, and in each store there is a 1 store manager. Okay, but indirectly all are under the control of providers. Okay, sorry, a store is only one, but a store manager are three. A store is only one, that is called my store. Provider is become an agency where it has a store. A store name is called my store. Under the my store, we have put as a main reducer. Main reducer is holding how many reducer? Three reducer. So those three reducer is going to work like a store manager, and a store name is called my store. My store is under the control of provider. Okay, it's like a data management system. Okay, it's like a data management system where in one store there is a three store manager. One store manager is responsible to sell the fan. Another store manager is responsible to sell the TV. Another store manager is responsible to sell the something watch. Okay. Now when the customer will come to buy a fan, it will go to the fan store manager. It will not go to the watch store manager. So now how many pages you have? One page you have for the user. User will give the data, it will go to the user manager, that is called user reducer. We have a book component. For book we will get the data, that will go to the book manager, that is called which one? Book reducer. We have a API. In API data will come, it will go to where? API reducer, correct? But here my question is, three type of data came and gone to the three manager. All three manager are sitting where? In one store or multiple store? No, all three managers are sitting in one store. A store is only one, no, yeah. A store is only one, and manager is how many? Three. Each manager is responsible to maintain different type of data. Reducer manager will maintain user reducer will maintain the user data. Book reducer will maintain the book data. API reducer will maintain the API data. But all three data is where? Under the store itself. Under the store itself, right? Now, if you want to bring the data from the store, directly you can ask the store manager, right? You will ask the user store manager, please give me the data. Huh? No, you cannot access directly store data. You have to ask from the store manager only. A store manager is responsible to maintain the data inside a store. But inside the store also we have divided the task in three parts. User will be maintained by a store as a user reducer. A book will be maintained by book reducer. API data will be maintained by API reducer. So indirectly you can say there is three manager. Each manager is responsible for different tasks. And we cannot take the data directly from a store. We have to take the permission from a store manager. A store manager is responsible to take your input and give the output. A store manager is responsible to add the data and delete the data. A store manager is responsible to add the book and delete the book. Okay, we can give the book. As a customer, we can go and we can give the book, but that adding and deleting will happen by the manager only. Okay. Okay. So that we will do discussion tomorrow. First, I will guide you in day-to-day life how our store works, how the marketing system works, how the data management will happen. Okay. Then we'll come to the Redux part. In Redux part, the reducer, how it is going to work. Okay. And then we will create the files are already ready. We need to fill the data and give to a store. Fill the data and give to a store. Send that to a store and fetch from the store. Those two tasks. Okay. It will take nearly not one class. One class tomorrow you can finish only the one component. Day after tomorrow you can finish the second component. Next day you can finish one more component. Okay, within 4 days you can finish work. By Saturday you can end everything. Okay, so hope clear. Page has no error, right? And then don't take it very difficult. It's a simple only. You created three files. Three reducer given to main reducer given to a store is given to provider. Okay, like you have a agency, you have a store. Inside the store there is a lot of data, so you hire three store manager to maintain the data, correct? Now whenever we want to sell any product from the agency, we will bring from the store, right? When we go to the store, we will ask the store manager, give me the data. Now a store manager will decide, okay, what type of data? User, then go to the user manager. If you ask the
सर मेन रिड्यूसर करेगा सर,
हाँ
स्टोर करेगा मेन रिड्यूसर का, मेन रिड्यूसर के अंदर तीन रिड्यूसर है.
main reducer is a kind of a combined reducer. It's a collection of multiple reducers. Main reducer
हेड तो मेन रिड्यूसर हुआ ना सर.
main reducer have no any roles. Main reducer will not come in the picture. It's just like a container of 3 reducer.
Okay.
Main reducer have no any role. Okay. If we talk in the company how the work, so there will be junior manager, junior developer, and senior manager. Senior developer. Senior developer will deal with the junior developer, and then it will deal with the manager. Those are in the norm. In agile, that not happen. In agile methodology, all are the responsible. Okay, everyone can be a scrum master per day. होता है कि नहीं? Is it happen or not? Agile पे काम किया आप? Have you worked on agile? Okay, so
दोस्तों डायरेक्ट कम्युनिकेट करेगा रिड्यूसर से,
yes,
यूजर रिड्यूसर या एपीआई रिड्यूसर या बुक रिड्यूसर डायरेक्ट कम्युनिकेट करेगा स्टोर।
direct will talk to the store. Okay, reducer
Okay.
will talk to the store, and your HTML file will talk to the reducer. We have created a HTML file, JavaScript file. That file will talk to the reducer. Reducer will talk to the store. 3 layer is there. Okay.
Okay.
Our,
Okay.
our the component file will talk to the where component we have created the book.js. Book.js will talk to the reducer. Reducer will talk
Reducer.
to the store. That's all. 3 steps are there. 3 steps are there. Okay. Okay then. We'll log in again tomorrow.